So y'all really fell for the banana in the tailpipe, huh? Y'all fans, you want to follow the narrative. There's always something wrong. Y'all actually believe that Jalen Hurts was on the sideline the way he was playing, not talking to his receivers, not talking to his offensive line, not trying to direct traffic and talk to his offense. Y'all will believe anything. And there's probably a big contingency of people out there that don't believe it. There's probably a big contingency of people that think the whole Hard Knocks thing is a joke. And let me say this before I go any further. I have not watched it. I am going specifically by the reactions of people that have. I have not watched it. I have not watched one episode of Hard Knocks ever. I take that back. I saw the first ever episode. And when they got to the part where they had to cut the players, for me, that was very triggering. And I was like, I can't watch this. And I've never watched another episode since. So I don't know how long I was in that episode when that particular part came up. I don't know if I saw a promo and they showed that, but I've never watched a full episode. And the one little bit I watched was the very first one. So again, I have not seen the Hard Knocks for the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm just going straight off of reactions. And y'all fell for the banana in the tailpipe. You follow the narrative. This is just like high school again. Nobody wants to think for themselves. Everybody wants to go with the popular answer. They want to go with the popular kid in school, or the biggest voice, or the biggest radio station, or the biggest celebrity who's on ESPN the most. And I say this all the time. None of y'all watch film. The people on ESPN, most of them don't watch film. They are going off of highlights. They are going off of someone who's a production assistant who printed out a bunch of stats to help fortify or co-sign a particular point or opinion. Most of the people on ESPN don't watch tape. So all they're going with is the narratives. From Stephen A. Smith to Colin Cowherd, most of them don't watch tape. They don't have time. They'll watch maybe a quarter, maybe a couple of plays, maybe they'll watch highlights. They don't have context of the game. They don't know how the game was flowing. All they can go by is reports. Where and here we go with the sources again. A source told me I had a guy after the draft. They have all of these cryptic, shadowy sources, but nobody can verify or vet those sources because the reality of the situation is some of those sources, they're getting told information just like we are. They ain't no different. Absolutely no different. So everybody's crashing out. And to whoever those assholes were in Philadelphia that threw eggs at Kevin Patullo's house, man, I hope they find you and beat the brakes off of you. You don't mess with nobody's property like that. I don't care if you don't like him as an OC or not. That ain't got shit to do with football. You giving other fans from Philadelphia a bad name because we ain't do that shit. And I don't want to be lumped in there. I'm a fan. I was a player, but I understand that. Somebody who lives in the house, got property, all of that type of stuff. I don't want nobody messing with my stuff because you don't like something I did. Man, screw you. So I hope they find them kids or whoever did it. I hope they beat the brakes off of them. Don't mess with nobody's property like that. Then we go up in Cleveland. Once again, now you got girlfriends and families trying to get involved in a situation where they don't belong. The whole situation with Dylan Gabriel and Shador, that's a hot topic in and of itself. Now you got the girlfriend chiming in on social media. Not a good job. Not a good Don't do that. That's bad for business. Because the only thing it's going to do is go back to Dylan Gabriel and somebody's going to smack him in the face with it at a press conference or something like that. It's coming. Telling y'all now, family, friends, girlfriends, significant others, side pieces, whatever you are, stay off of social media. You cannot help that situation. The only thing it's going to do is exacerbate the situation. Now, Dylan Gabriel is going to have to answer questions about something you put on TikTok or Twitter or something like that because you was in your feelings, as if he ain't got enough to worry about. And the internet is undefeated because now you got a situation, and this will happen. You're going to have people that don't share your point of view, and they're going to be coming at you, calling you all kinds of names, and it's going to get disrespectful and something like that. And again, that is going to go back to Dylan Gabriel. And he got to answer questions for it. And that's something else on his mind that he don't need to be worried about. He got enough problems of his own. I can't do nothing for you, man. Flavor Flav got problems of his own. Leave him on. Stay off of social media. If you are family and friends, stay off of social media. Girlfriends, wives, mamas, dads, whoever. Don't mention his name because it's going to come back to him. Regardless of what you say, regardless of if you're right or wrong, it's going to end up coming back in his face. Yes, I like Shador over Dylan Gabriel. But I also want to see Dylan Gabriel get a fair shot. He got his 6 games. Now I want to see Shador get his games and see if he can establish himself as the best quarterback in that group. I want him to get a fair shot. I don't want all of this other drama. Let it be played out on the field. The minute the girlfriend gets involved, problem. So everybody crashing out now. Everybody crashing out. Stop following the narratives. If I can leave you with anything else, my message is this. If you call yourself a football fan, it is too many places you can go. There's too many options. If you don't know what you're looking for, find somebody that watches tape and follow their lead. I watch tape. Bear Brooks watches tape. Murph watches tape. There's too many podcasts out here that watch tape, watch the All 22, watch some of the people on ESPN. But even if you do that, you got to be selective on who you watch. Kurt Warner's watching tape now. I know Dan Orlovsky watches tape, but even when you talk about like Dan Orlovsky and Nacho and guys like that, they get selective. So you got to make sure that they are watching what you're trying to see, what you're trying to learn. Because it's not generic. You can't just put out a blanket statement on every player, every team. It doesn't work that way. You got to watch the tape, and tape don't lie. Stats do. Numbers don't lie, but they do deceive. So if you go off the stats of Jalen Hurts against the Chicago game, Jalen Hurts had a pretty good game throwing the ball. If you watch the game, you know better. Stats don't lie, but they do deceive. Film don't lie. Film don't lie. Y'all need to stop falling for the banana in the tailbite. Y'all better start paying attention. Watch film and understand what's going on because it's happening right in front of your nose, but you're so busy looking at what the people say on TV, you can't even think for yourself.